Hello YouTube, Ruth Bascu here again for another video for Divination Tuesday. I'm getting this video up kind of late tonight because I was doing other things and lost track of time. So I thought for tonight for Divination Tuesday we would talk about visions. And I'm going to actually talk about a vision that I have been having as of late. I'm not claiming to be a psychic, to be empath or anything like that, because I know I'm really not, because true psychics know when they're psychic. But as of late I have been having some interesting visions through dream and flashes now and then. And in light of everything that is going on at this point in our life, I thought maybe we'd cover this tonight. And as you know, political issues, which I don't talk about much because I like to stay away from that, have been brought up a lot. And with all the thing on the news politically, and the stuff that you can hear about the environment off YouTube, I don't know if some of the stuff that's been said may have triggered these, but it was before a lot of this had happened that I had my real first dream vision, and it went back about 2-3 years ago, maybe more, where I had a vision where something had happened and over half the Earth's population had actually perished in this disaster. And at that point, not much was really said about the ozone layer and the environment and this weird weathers we've been having, and a lot of things that have happened since then. I mean, there's a lot of things that have been happening in our environment and in the world that really wasn't going on as heavily as it is today. And then I had a vision before Donald Trump was our president, about a wall. And so when Trump became president, he started talking about this wall. And that played a part in the vision I'd had about over half the Earth's population being destroyed by a natural disaster. It dealt with extreme weather, where, like, in certain parts of the world, it never stopped being winter. So we went through a mini ice age. Like, it was like certain part of the planet started freezing and becoming a winter, like the Antarctic, and wasn't melting. And the Antarctic began to warm up and was like actually starting to melt, and you could see the land underneath the layers of ice, and like areas that were normally warm were starting to get cold and having snow and storms that weren't normal, and areas that were used to being under ice all that for long periods of time were like actually becoming a green oasis. But these weather was also causing so much problems in the storms, the floods, the earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, that the human population was getting caught up in it. And I've come to the point where I actually believe that this is something that is going to happen. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, because that's the last thing on my mind. But we all should be looking at the signs of what's going on in our world right now, especially the weather, which is not normal. I mean, even here in Michigan, this winter is being a lot longer than it usually is. The snowstorms and the ice storms are a lot stronger than they usually are. My son had called me from Kingman, Arizona, and had told me it was snowing there. And it did this for 3 days, and they got a lot of snow in Kingman, Arizona, where you don't get snow. And then we were talking, he had told me that they had to block off the roads into Las Vegas because Las Vegas got snowed in. Vegas doesn't get snow, period. So that to me is really unusual and should not really be happening. So, you know, this is to me kind of nature's wake-up call. My vision, I think, was a warning to me to keep my eyes open. I don't think the whole thing is going to happen in my lifetime, but it might happen in my grandkids' lifetime or in their children's lifetime. And I don't feel like, you know, everybody goes, oh, it's the end of the world, we're all going to die. No, because the end of the world isn't the end of the world, really. It's more of like the world is going to change as we know it. So keep your eyes open and pay attention to everything around you. You never know when the spirits may be trying to talk to you through signs, through animal totems, through spiritual contact. It's always good to keep your mind open and aware of what's going on. And if you have dream visions, write them down in a journal. Try to remember as much as you can about it and write it down. And if you can't write, then record it on a voice recorder, on your phone, which has a voice thing. You know, record it somehow so that you can go back over it and listen to it and check in on it to see if what you have been seeing is actually even more information. We know, everybody should know by now that our planet is in very bad shape and needs a lot of help. So us as Wiccans and dragon mystics and practitioners of the way, of the old way, should actually draw together, I think, and start releasing positive energies into the atmosphere and into the planet to help heal Gaia, because she's dying slowly and she needs healing. And if we don't stop and start healing her and taking care of her the way we should, she's going to retaliate, and her retaliation will be to get rid of what she considers to be the problem. And people are becoming like a cancer. You know, they're ripping her apart, devouring her resources, and not considering how this is hurting her. And what does something do when it gets an unwanted infection or a cancerous cell? It destroys it. So, you know, be more aware of everything around you. Be more respectful to the planet. Try to be equal, you know, try to find a way to help preserve the planet rather than just think, oh, well, so what, and throwing something aside. See if it's recyclable and start recycling. Start, you know, when springtime in your area comes about, think about plants, which we need for oxygen. So take some seeds or a small seedling and go out somewhere and plant it back into the wild so that it could grow and help produce the oxygen that we need. And in the meantime, that's pretty much what I have to say. Let me know what you think about this video and what you think. Leave some comments below. If you like this video, link it, share it. In the meantime, may the goddess bless you with all of her love and blessings. Blessed be, everybody.